The sound of glass shattering echoed through the apartment as Mark fumbled in the dark, trying to find the light switch. His 5-year-old daughter Emma stood frozen in the doorway, clutching her teddy bear, eyes wide with fear. The power was out again, and they were standing in a puddle of what used to be their only working lamp. But what neither of them knew was that this blackout would change their lives forever. If you're enjoying this story so far, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more heartfelt stories that will touch your soul. Mark Wilson hadn't planned on being a single father at 34. His wife's sudden departure 3 years ago had left him struggling to balance his job as a high school English teacher with raising Emma. Their small apartment in the aging complex had become both sanctuary and prison, a place where memories lingered in every corner, where bill notices piled up on the counter, and where the heating worked only when it wanted to. "Daddy, I'm scared," Emma whispered, her small voice trembling in the darkness. "It's okay, sweetheart," Mark replied, fishing his phone from his pocket to use as a flashlight. "Just a power outage. Remember how we practiced being brave explorers?" As he carefully picked up the larger pieces of broken glass, a soft knock came at their door. When he opened it, the warm glow of a candle illuminated the face of their neighbor, Sophia Chen. "I heard the crash," she said, concern etched across her features. "Everything okay?" Sophia had moved into the apartment across the hall 6 months ago. She was a pediatric nurse with kind eyes and a smile that made Mark forget his words sometimes. They'd exchanged pleasantries in the hallway, borrowed sugar, collected each other's mail during brief trips away, but never much more than that. "Just a casualty of the blackout," Mark explained, gesturing to the broken lamp. "We're fine." Emma peeked out from behind her father's legs, her curiosity momentarily overcoming her fear. "The whole building's out," Sophia said. "My apartment has a fireplace though, and I've got it going. You two are welcome to come over until the power's back." Mark hesitated, but Emma was already reaching for Sophia's hand, drawn to the promise of warmth and light. "Please, Daddy. It's cold here." Sophia's apartment was everything theirs wasn't: organized, cozy, with plants thriving on every windowsill and bookshelves lined with medical texts and novels. The small fireplace cast dancing shadows across the walls as Emma settled on a cushion near the hearth, immediately captivated by Sophia's elderly cat who had decided the child was worthy of attention. "Thank you for this," Mark said, accepting a mug of tea Sophia had prepared on her camping stove. "It's been a rough week." "Single parenting isn't easy," she replied, sitting beside him on the couch. "My mom did it with 3 of us after my dad passed." As the evening progressed, they talked, really talked, for the first time. About Mark's struggles with the school administration, about Sophia's challenging shifts at the children's hospital, about favorite books and worst cooking disasters. Emma had fallen asleep on the floor, curled up with the cat, when the building superintendent knocked to inform them the power company estimated repairs would take until morning. "Stay with me tonight," Sophia said after closing the door. "Emma's already asleep, and it's freezing in your place." Mark looked at his daughter's peaceful face, then back at Sophia. "But your bed." "The couch pulls out," she said with a smile. "And I have plenty of blankets." "But your bed are mine and you also," he replied, the words tumbling out before he could stop them. He immediately flushed. "I mean, you shouldn't have to give up your comfort for us. We've imposed enough." Sophia's laugh was soft, understanding. "I've pulled double shifts for the past 3 days. Trust me, I could sleep standing up at this point. Please stay." That night, as Mark lay on the pull-out couch with Emma curled against him, listening to the occasional crackle of the dying fire, he felt something he hadn't experienced in years, a sense of possibility. The power returned the next morning, but something had changed between them. Sophia began inviting them for dinner once a week. She taught Emma how to care for her houseplants. Mark helped her assemble a bookshelf she'd ordered online. Small moments accumulated like snowflakes, building something neither had expected. 3 months later, during another power outage, this one from a summer thunderstorm, Emma asked the question that had been forming in her young mind. "Daddy, why don't we just live with Sophia? Then we wouldn't have to go back to our cold apartment when the lights go out." Mark and Sophia exchanged glances over Emma's head, a conversation passing between them without words. "That's a big question, sweetheart," Mark said carefully. "But you smile more when we're here," Emma persisted with a child's honesty. "And Sophia makes the best pancakes, and Mr. Whiskers likes me, and—" "Emma," Mark interrupted gently, "grown-up relationships are complicated." "They don't have to be," Sophia said quietly. Later that night, after Emma had fallen asleep in the guest room that had gradually accumulated her toys and books over the past months, Sophia and Mark sat on her small balcony, watching the lightning illuminate the city skyline. "She's right, you know," Sophia said, breaking the comfortable silence. "You do smile more here." Mark turned to look at her, really look at her, the woman who had somehow slipped past his defenses, who had shown him that kindness didn't always come with conditions. "I was afraid," he admitted. "After Caroline left, I built walls around Emma and me. I thought I was protecting us both." "And now?" Sophia asked, her voice barely audible above the distant thunder. "Now I'm wondering if those walls were actually a prison." The rain began to fall harder, driving them inside. Standing in her living room, surrounded by the life she had built for herself, a life she had gradually opened to include them, Mark found the courage he'd been gathering for weeks. "Stay with me," he said, echoing her words from that first night. "Not just tonight. Not just during power outages. Stay with us, or let us stay with you, I don't care which. I just know that when we're apart, it feels like something's missing." Sophia's eyes glistened in the dim light. "Are you sure? This isn't just about convenience or Emma or—" Mark closed the distance between them, his hands gently framing her face. "This is about how you make me feel alive again. How you've shown me that family isn't just what you're born into or what you lose, it's what you choose to build together." 6 months later, they moved into a small house with a yard where Emma could play, where Mr. Whiskers could sun himself on the windowsills, where the three of them could plant a garden together. The day they signed the lease, Sophia presented Emma with a key on a rainbow keychain. "This is your home now," she told the little girl. "All of ours." That night, after Emma had fallen asleep in her new bedroom with glow-in-the-dark stars on the ceiling, Mark found Sophia standing in their kitchen, looking thoughtful. "Having second thoughts?" he asked, wrapping his arms around her from behind. She leaned back against him, shaking her head. "Just thinking about that first power outage. How something as simple as a broken lamp and a blackout could change everything. Sometimes the light has to go out before you can see what's been in front of you all along," Mark said. Outside, the streetlights flickered momentarily as a summer storm approached. But inside their home, surrounded by boxes still waiting to be unpacked and walls yet to be decorated with their shared memories, they had all the light they needed. Life isn't about waiting for the storms to pass, it's about learning to dance in the rain, about finding the people who will hold you close when the lights go out, about building a home not of walls and windows but of love and second chances. Sometimes the family you need is just across the hall, waiting for you to knock on their door. If this story touched your heart, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more stories about love, family, and finding hope in unexpected places. Remember that sometimes the greatest chapters of our lives begin with the simplest words, "Stay with me tonight."